right, it's 41 degrees right now in Cape Town. So, trigger warning, there is body exposure. You just gotta deal with it. Kurukupisa, guys. You're seeing me on your following FYPYTYMCMB AMG because today it's lifetime story time. Nasin Drukpai that Dubai story. So yeah, welcome back. Hello, it's me. Munedo nasit chamti kudzi, right? So kudzi says pangari kuzim aita zvekuita nails nekumbo tengesa like to my handbags nekuita my lashes, right? So when she was doing that stuff, she came across someone on Instagram. I posted what you call it, the flower garden, miracle garden, I don't know what you call it, from Dubai, and the Burj Khalifa, that one, more like Mia Khalifa, that one. And you know, she was just in love with the aesthetics, like, oh nice. So it just so happened that one of her friends liked that person's content by Instagram, and then she asked her friend, we're just gonna call the friend Usne. So she asks Usne, Kuti, Sne, do you know this person? And Usne says, oh no, that's my aunt, working out Dubai like recently, 5 days ago. She landed in Dubai and she says she's enjoying life. It's all rainbows and lollipops. It's so amazing. And she actually does streamer nails, Chichi, so she's gonna get a gig, Rechi, Rekta nails Kunana, like the Harajuku Habibi, like the Odogus, the Habibi land, right? And she was like, oh, I definitely want to do it. And she says, listen, when and if you're ready, let me know. I can ask my aunt, Bondi Pama dials agent Rajo, then yeah, we'll do something about it. Kuzi's like, okay, fine. Then she says, girl, I'm ready. Ndipe my details. She asks her aunt. Her aunt gives her my details. Her agent says, let's meet up. Vasangana pena agent Kuzi. Agent hati to the passport is na it in at least 3 years. Tukudama medical sakadai so daw test wa shakati kurudwa chakati. And she says, okay, cool, give me 3 months. She takes those 3 months, excuse me, and then she contacts agent and says, agent, everything is there now, changosera ndizo ticket, and then once that is done, I'll be ready to fly with you. And then agent says, don't worry about the ticket, we can cover that, even to 1 or 2 things to my admin, to Asara, who will sort it out for you. And she's like, oh really? And then no guys, what should I put to samire miro to my side, to my falls, to umum? And then she's like, oh really? And then agent says, yeah, don't worry about it. And then she's like, okay, cool. Then within 2 weeks, agent obatum sotera jino batum bukira flight chichi. And Kudzi says, I come from very humble beginnings. I was the first person in our family to say kukira ndege. So you know, RGM International Airport, the happiness that's there, you know, that type of thing. That type of thing. People were just happy. NASA dadisa, you know, you are breaking generational curses and whatnot. Some of you may not understand it, right? You may feel like, oh, it's just normal. Do not downgrade people who say these things. Do not invalidate them, okay? Hatipe kwa kafanana. Shakanzi nakala squatino ba kwa siyana takarero ni vanhu vakatosiyana mumwe na gogo inina mama asigara uchitenda sangori dzatsamwa anditi takakura kwakasiyana. So apana ushata Ndobashika ku Dubai. She arrives in Dubai and Habibi was holding like Kudzi, you don't arrive in this land. Oh, she landed and she's like mado. Chauffeur opens the door, takes the suitcases, and she goes to a nice place, luxury apartments. There's a bitch that's in my vision. That bitch is a target, you know. So she's now hitting that bitch target like, okay, bullseye. I don't land, you know, type shit. So so Ashika apartment, okay, there are 4 girls were there, 3 girls were there, her being the 4th one. So it was a 2-bedroom luxury apartment, but it was 2 people in each bedroom. So the bedroom in the other 2 anga karara, and then that girl futangari make anga karara. And then chauffeur is like, okay, akashika I think around 1 p.m. So there was no jet lag in the sense of all time difference, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have like 1 hour or 2 hour difference, Dubai and like Central African time? I don't remember, but it wasn't something she was saying, oh, I'm jet lagged, like, you know, time zone, time change, you know. So she was like, you know what, it's 1 p.m. so I can as well just go to the garden, go to sightsee and take pictures, videos, video call people and whatnot. And you know, she's just enjoying life. So aruto tira content yakaruto post up on my Instagram, you know, Jinruto fire. And then she had a chaperone with her, and I told itajejo chimti, oh nata kwenda uko chichichi. Then when she goes home, obashika skaneva to muka, you know, they're like, oh welcome, we've been here for 3 days, but very soon to talk to deploy or like to where we're supposed to be working. Nice to meet you. Then she's like, okay, cool. So she remembers kuti these girls vangone about 3 days 4 days vashika, and then when she was there for 2 days, the third day in the morning, she remembers vasikana vachiyozotorwa this other white lady vachiti zvonzvo ladies bath dzadziruma 6 ladies bath and get ready kuma sections kwenyu kunoshandira ready, so we're gonna deploy you probably around 8 9, you know, so get ready in the morning. And they're like, okay fine, dzadziruma 6 vasikana vachita ready, and she was like so excited, like guys, I wish I was you, but you know, and the girls were so excited, they're like nice. So on the second day akashika akaendeswa embassy, like kuzim embassy no clear fingerprints blah, 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 blah. And then when she was done, the agent says, we're gonna hold your passport and some of your documents until we have you pay up the documentation as well as your flight ticket. So don't worry, it's normal procedure. Don't worry, you've seen our office, you see where we work, you've got our details, my passport, so don't worry about it. And she's like, okay fine. So I just thought I should just let you know, because so that's what happened. And she remembers the day that a man came stocking up the house, some champagne, new flowers, and she remembers that she told get ready means like you're gonna have to go shopping. She was given $500, and she was told she was on it shopping, buy nice clothes, nice because like Kubasa, you have to look pretty, you know, that type of thing. She's like, okay fine. She goes with the chaperone as well, who was also the chauffeur. She goes to do shopping. I think makeup I would like to imagine she bought Fenty or something, and you know, kumba, and she stayed there for 4 days. And on the 5th day in the morning, that same lady came. She's like, okay, you ready, Kuzi? Bath, what? 10 a.m., 9 a.m., we should be coming to collect chukun kwa no shandachi kwaita. And she's like, okay, fine. Now, at this point, Kuti is so excited. She packs up, and then she was told, Kuti, okay, the clothes you came with, we need you to open your suitcase. Like she was just being told, this started in town clothes, leave them, these are not classy, you know, that type of thing. But it's quite like a nice wig, and they gave me a nice Brazilian wig, and I don't know which grade it was. She didn't tell me the grade, so I don't know what grade it was, but that's not the story. That's not the point of the story, okay? So, sorry guys. So, that lady she remembers like she entered a Mac, like, you know, those V class ma vans she recalls having like barricades put on the windows until like but packets were like my barricades more like until, you know, people put curtains, blinders or something, but you're like they were dark, like you can't see where you're going. No, we just like to keep the temperature cool, and it's nice when it's dark, what. And she's like, okay fine. Then she got at a very nice place. It was a mansion, and she was told, Kuti, this is where you're working. And she's like, listen, I came to do nails, okay, nails, yeah, why am I at a nice mansion? I'm not trying to be a maid. And they're like, no, you'll be doing nails in there, don't worry, sweetie. That's the life of the rich in Dubai. That's what Habibi wants. Habibi doesn't come to you so that you do her nails. You come to Habibi to do her nails, and Habibi does not stay with nails for 3 days, 4 days. Habibi wants you to change nails every day. You have to change nail every day for Habibi, so you stay in Habibi's house. And she's like, oh, child, now that you're mentioning it, this is so much better. She remembers seeing a pool. She's like, oh, child, I'm finna swim. Which also reminds me, this story is late, guys, because sometimes I forget no get pool. And today, like I said, it's 40 degrees outside in Cape Town, so yeah, I was busy swimming. So yeah, pardon that. This is why I said pardon the body exposure in this video. Anyway, let's go. So Kudzi enters this place, and she sees a lot of beautiful black women. You know, they're just strolling around. They look like they just, you know, they're just all over. And she's like, okay, what's my role here? Because clearly this lady has enough people for her. And then she was told, oh no, these people are just trying to break. Don't worry, we're gonna show you to your quarters and what. And then they talk my quarters. Okay. Then Dashika in the room, and then Zindirare, we were actually 4 people, 4 single beds, nice, just standard, you know, room, nice. And I was just like, listen, I'm a worker at the end of the day. It's not like I was expecting to be like Harajuku Babi, you know, that type of thing. And then she says, okay, so then Maneru, that mansion was filled with people, like rich people. And that is the time that it finally hit me. Like Tina did Ike in the limo. It finally hit me. Like, I'm a business. So she recalls being told, Kuti, wear this dress, wear these shoes. We have a function. And she's like, okay, fine. Then people are enjoying, people are having their hard offs and what, you know. And it got to a point here, Kuti, okay, now we are starting the bidding, right? And her and other girls were just pakati, and kurukunzi, how much for this one, how much for this one. Men are raising their little, I know my chair network, my auction, 774, 720, sold for 700, that type of thing, dirhams or whatever that money they're using to buy. So she remembers the one person who raised their thingy, their card, the person who had a final close on her, actually held something that said 50,000, if I'm not mistaken. So the Batunzi, okay, you pack your stuff, you pack your stuff and leave with this guy. And this guy says, listen, I'm so happy, ndakwana, because you're gonna do good things for me. And she says, what? Shkanzi, are you not aware, sweetie, of what you're gonna be doing? You are black. What do you think you're gonna be doing for me? You're gonna be servicing me and my family. So that's what's up. Shkanzi, wait, I can't be a maid. Shkanzi, sweetie, I'm not talking about you being a maid, but listen, Trukwenda, you see, it will make sense, Tashi. And then the lady's like, oh, ndiye wawana. And the way she said it, like, oh, this is what you have found, not like whom you have found. So like, it's like she's being referred to it as a product, you get. And then she was shown to her quarters, and it was a little dark room in Goneka chamber, and it was just messy. And she remembers kuti that night she didn't sleep. Why don't you wear this? There were two boys. One was 23, one was 21. They have not yet married. We need them to exercise their sexual oaths. They need to exercise their oaths, seal their oaths, something like that. You get what I mean? Like, practice makes perfect, test drive type shit. So they were doing that with Kodzi. And listen, I don't want to be explicit, but it was inhumane. What happened was inhumane. They were just inserting objects every part of her. Exactly. Objects. Rough objects. Whatever object you can think of. They were peeing on her. They were doing a lot of things. This is not your typical Dubai potty potter party. No, that's not your typical Dubai potter party. This is someone who's having these things done to her for nothing. It's not like she's getting money or something. Not that I'm justifying you getting money, but you get what I mean. And she realized she's a sex slave in that house, because mukadzwe momaiti, like when she's on her menses, Anzi, she would tell her kuti uyaku bedroom. I would go to the bedroom, and the husband would have relations with me, but not in a way kuti, you know, not in a romantic type of way or like enjoyment type of way. It's like getting off type of way. Like, he gets off on doing inhumane things to me. He would smack me, he would spank me, he would hit me with things, you know. It was like BDSM type shit. Doja Taura. And the wife would be like putting my heels, okay, you know, those Louboutins 8-inch what you know, atone makomba, guys, it's so sad. Anga atone makomba, like that lady would put my heels, okay. So, and when the man seems like he's enjoying, she would actually punish me todaro. And I actually preferred it more when the husband was aggressive towards me, because if he was nice, the wife would like do things to me. It got to a point where kuti akaisirwa my heels emkadzi ugu like, anyways, yeah. Guys, this is so sad. So they give you those 4-5 days to take pictures, to do this and this, so that you draw other people. They tell you to post. They take you shopping. They say usakanga no poster. They will be like, don't forget to post, so that people ask. You get. At this time, she doesn't have a phone, she doesn't have a license, she doesn't have anything, and she's the only black person in that house. The other maids were actually like my Arabs as well, and they were like, no, we don't speak English, you know, that type of thing. So it was difficult for her, because that's all she was. And it got to a point where they were now having parties. This family was now having parties and telling people, oh, we have entertainment for you, and Kudzi would be presented in front of the people. People would do whatever they want. Oh, can I spit on her? Can I do this on her? You know, like, it's like, you know how when you buy a toy and everyone is like, no, data, so you know, that type of thing. And this is a human who was being degraded like this. It's too graphic, so and this to share nemo, but you guys get the idea. It's to a point where you report yevano unaitirwa wiwi R. Kelly tash my objects akasiyana ari kuiswa every opening in your body, so that you understand what I'm trying to say. When I say every opening, remember, these ears are also openings. That's how bad it is. You get what I mean? She experienced Rinshinorwaza until one fateful day. There's a gardener, Akawoya, achita landscaping, because apparently one of the sons was now having a birthday, and he said he wants something big, majestic. And that guy came. He was black. He was like, oh no, shanda panapa. And she's just like, I really need your help, bro, like chichichi. She said this guy was from Uganda. So he said, where are you from? And she said, I'm from Zimbabwe. And then she's like, bro, I'm a SEX slave. And he said, oh, I'm very sorry. Let me try to call Komba. And she tried to call, and Hansi mama didn't pick up. Then she remembered her mom's phone screens. I don't know if you guys have those settings. A number that you don't know, the call won't come through, but if that person leaves a voicemail, then you know to want then you can call back. You get like that screening feature. Then she remembered, and she's like, there's no way she's gonna pick up, because she's not gonna see the call. You will only see it as a missed call. Well, now my features why, because I also have it. So like, you only see it as a missed call, and can I see a voicemail voicemail, or it wasn't. You can see now, you just have to call back, So apparently the mom, she thinks, I think my mom didn't get the call. So she was told, but anyway, I'll keep trying your mom for you. And she's like, okay, fine. So one of the sons are going to, and then this guy, the Ugandan guy, is like, oh, I didn't know this Zimbabwe BITCH works for you. Like, how much for me to get her? She can say, oh no, bro, you're too poor. Plus, munwedu chichichi. And I was regularly tested, like every 3 weeks I'll be tested for HIV, STI, what I'll be tested, because they needed me to be clean. But it was so bad. So once that guy he never came back. 3 months go by, 4 months go by, 5 months go by, 6 months go by. 6th month rashika, that guy avangoshika. I started, oh no, so. And then the guy's like, listen, I spoke to your mom and I told her and she said she doesn't have money. She's trying to involve the embassy, but you know how it is. But listen, I got you. Because these are like elites, the elites of Dubai. So eventually was like 9 months later. So this is literally like 13 months later. 9 months after and then like 3 months before. Totally, I'm just saying in total, like 13 months later. That's when Kumbako like break in, but the break in actually involved her just being taken. That's all that was taken in that house, and that car left. Ichimanya, who are you? Chichichi, I'm Kudzi, chichichi. And then they were like, yeah, someone sent us, like, we are really here for you. And they go embassy kwenyu. They arrive at the embassy, and Dobaka Papan's passport yakabatwa, Dovapatitwa, like, that emergency, chichichi, and the embassy was aware of what's happening. And that Ugandan guy, the Ugandan guy, and then the emergency chichichi, and then she was actually not at the embassy, like pango pedza that application, she can come back after 3 days. So in those 3 days amenoka akaendeswa koza ngakafariswa hanzi ndichitongogara ikoko vana ndichitongonditi we are very sorry kwakutone like my victims akawanda. There were women from Congo, there were women from Uganda, Kenya, South Africa. She saw even Zimbabwe, and she saw a lot of people like very in that, I don't know what to call it, but like in the waiting room or something like that. And eventually ndova zvinzvake pazvagadziriswa zvekutaende, because like agent hachabatike, office here was actually a sham, like a scam. So things went down, and eventually she managed to come back to Zim. She arrives in Zim, and she's like, oh, I'm safe, and she just posts, oh, back home, finally back home. She's just been through a lot in the past 13 months. Eventually a friend sees her status or story on Instagram. She's like, listen, where have you been? She can say, oh, ndaitry kubata, and since that time I've also been trying to contact my aunt. I can't get hold of her. And and could you try to explain to her tisha ndosh neitika, so if you haven't been able to contact her ndosh rotitika kwavari. And she recalls kuti trafficking chichichi, and that's when she realized that her aunt was one of the vanhu, that friend of hers is one of the vanhu. And she says that Ugandan guy akazouraiwa nevane kuDubai because he was being a snitch, unfortunately. So this guy passed on fighting for women's rights, or let's just call them human rights, akafira izvozvo zvekuti he's trying to be a messiah chichichi hapana kutomboita nguva zvinonzi hanzi nakudzi. Looks like inini by the time I was coming back to Zim, this guy was already murupabata. So may he RIP, because he tried to do something good. He was a whistleblower and whatnot. So she came back home, tried to reestablish herself, but the trauma was just too much. It's too much to an extent that no one hugs Kudzi, no one gives Kudzi a handshake. She doesn't like being gumad, you know. So many tukamona abdamba, she has no option. But adikubuda, shogara takes which it's just too much. Her body just went through a lot. So she was saying, tell these ladies, because I know, guys, I know some of you are now going to Qatar, some of you are now going to Saudi Arabia. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, but don't, because he's mine, okay? He's mine and Georgina's. So stop looking for Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia, girl. I mean, Cristiano, but whatever you think you are chasing, it's not worth it, because most people are being trafficked. These agents just want a quick buck. They are selling you, you don't even know it. They seem genuine and whatnot. Panonzi, too good to be true. Just take it to the pinch of salt. These things are too good to be true. And remember, this countries some of us want to go to. Of course, Jinshaka woman and whatnot, we have no option. But some of these countries don't favor this skin, this melanin. You get what I mean? So just be cautious, guys. I just thought I should share this lifetime story. Anditka, Kuzi, thank you for sharing your story with us. I really appreciate it. It's going to raise awareness to one or two ladies. I know Abasheke, even men, Abasheke 1 or 2 and got and those in Saudi Arabia on it my nails, because I know lately there's been a little scheme going on about Saudi Arabia, chi. So be careful, be on the lookout for the snake people, okay? Be careful, guys. Anditka, I have something brewing. I have new content brewing. I just hope tomorrow or over the weekend I'll be able to shoot it, because it's something new. I'm just exploring with my talents. You know, I've got a lot of talents, so I'm just exploring with my talents. I hope you guys will receive it well. I'm just gonna do a little teaser and then turn out what's the reaction gonna be, and then we continue doing it. I can't give more info, but when I drop that little teaser, I'll let you know. Then you guys just let me know what you think, and let me know if you want us to continue with what I want to do or not. But I know you will love it, because you can relate to Todaro. We are tired of unusual stories. Some people say I can't relate to chichichi, which I understand. Small House Saga is peaking, you know, we're at the peak in Small House Saga, because people are like, oh, it's something we can relate to, you know, at least it's on a human level, not like that spiritual juzu thing. And this one you're gonna relate, because you definitely know someone and some of the things that I'm going to be coming with. So receive me, Mazimbabweans, with open arms. I'm your girl, you know, I'm here to learn just as much as you're here to be entertained. You guys teach me things in one way or other, more than one way. You know, you teach me things, and I appreciate you for, you know, just being down for me, down for your girl, you know, through it all. Y'all really irritate me sometimes. I irritate you sometimes, but we family. And to those who are tiny my video, I'm very sorry, guys. I just had to reach a point where I had to make that decision. It's not an easy decision that I had to make. Did visa that option but there comes a time to know not but now your size and whatnot, and just like so I'm really sorry about that. But you know, and I will bring back downloading, but just not now. I see you asking and whatnot. I'm sorry, my loves, but take care. Happy hump day, beautiful Zimbabweans. Bye bye. Bye bye.